Yeah, hi, I'm Steven Stokes and I'm from the Darwin Footy Club. Yeah, obviously born into the Darwin Footy Club. It's not a matter of if you play, but when you play, as usual. But yeah, we were growing up, and as Dad's one of favourite sayings was, you can play for whoever you like as long as it's the Buffalo Footy Club. So yeah, Mum's obviously from the Armat clan, and she's the daughter of Ali Armat and the granddaughter of William Put Armat. So they're both life members with the footy club, and yeah, and obviously the gate's named after grandfather Put, so she's very proud of that. And obviously I come from the Stokes side of the fence with my dad and my uncles Don Stokes and so forth that they played, and obviously now Dad's had his 3 or 4 sons playing footy, and he's now got 3 grandsons playing in the A's and a couple in the juniors, and 1 daughter in the women's, which he's very, very proud of. So he's holding up tradition as much as the boys, which is great. It's great to see obviously my sons playing and my nephews playing now and taking over that tradition, and my daughter obviously. But as my wife said, now we're waiting for the grandchildren to take the next steps. Yeah, early in the piece, won a Nichols Medal, and the funny story about it was I didn't even get an invite to the Nichols Medal that year, so it was probably the last time that it was done by surprise, and usually there was the usual suspects. So I was actually driving around with my wife then, who was my then girlfriend, no children obviously. We just turned up at a mum and dad's there in Calvert Street in Tiwi, where we'd lived most of our junior life. And Lionel Godwin, who was a Darwin Football Club stalwart and one of our trainers at the time, he was actually a local fireman, and he turned up from out of the blues and just turned up at mum and dad's and said, quick, you've got to come with me. And I said, well, I'm not dressed, I'm not doing anything. Where were we supposed to be going? He said, we've got to get to the casino. Jumped in the car with Lionel, and I think it took us about 10 minutes to get to the casino, so it was a pretty scary ride. Lionel being a fireman and driving fire trucks, it was a breeze for him. So getting in there, then it starts to dawn on me that I think you're in with a chance here. So from memory, it's the last time ever that the votes haven't been checked. So every year from that on, just to ensure that the winner's actually there, they now count the votes and know who's actually won beforehand. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock, but yeah, it's something you sort of remember and hold on to. Some of the players, Nenny Briston, my idol, my number 1. I can still remember as a 15-year-old watching down at Gardens Oval, and all I can remember is Nenny Briston, who's probably about 6 inches shorter than me, known as Captain Courageous, taking an absolute screamer over the Glenelg Ruckman, and I knew there and then I wanted to play with that guy. Went through and won the grand final, and one of the most memorable comments I remember was a man by the name of Kevin Norton, who was an ABC commentator back then, and he loved his footy, and, but he certainly made the comment that if Buffaloes win the grand final, it's an absolute joke. Well, it was a joke, but anyway, we've gone on to win that, and the rest is history. Being so elated, I sort of lost track of everything. I remember holding the footy at one stage, and even my Guernsey, and I think by a week later, after the pub crawling, I was like, where are they? So 15 years later, I had 2 young men from the Darwin Footy Club come up to me, Russell Kernoth and Michael Rodimer, and they both informed me that, hey, we've got something of yours that you used to have back in the day. And Russell Kernoth obviously gave me back my premiership jumper, which I was most appreciative of, number 6. Runs in the family, obviously, with Don Stokes and Jarrod now. And yeah, Michael Rodimer, another former player of the Darwin Footy Club, actually pulled out and gave me back the grand final ball. So this is both living memorabilia from the 1989 grand final, which was lost for 15 years and then found. So I was much appreciative to those guys. So they hold a place not only in my heart, but certainly at home, where they're displayed on pride. So it's you don't normally get someone who wants to give you something back with great memories and nostalgic, you know, or like those 2 things. So yeah, appreciative of those 2 guys, and you know, hold on these forever and a day.